Jack, the news you've been waiting for, a massive fight for you.
Yeah, a big fight on a massive. You can't. It's probably in my eyes, it's one of the biggest shows of the year so far. So, you know, everyone's been waiting for Tyson Fury's on the card. So it's an opportunity that I've got to take. Yeah.
Well, it was thrown at you. You accepted it straight away. But I mean, you only fought last weekend, wasn't it?
Yeah, I fought on the 5th of May card. But I've been meant for a few times this year, but it's not happened for whatever reason. But I've been in training all the time, so yeah, I meant to be doing a 6th rounder. I got put down to 4 for whatever reason because my opponent changed last minute, and then obviously got a good stoppage win. So that's kind of blew the cobwebs off.
Well, how long was it after that fight that you knew about this fight?
To be honest, about not even a week. So, but he said to me, Steve had said to me like before I'd be on he might have been on the 9th of June bill anyway. So, but it was meant to be. I was meant to fight for the title in July, but that didn't happen. So now I've got a good fight. I'm fighting Troy Williamson. Yeah.
Well, you know really well because you met him in the was it 2015 Elite finals? Yeah, ABA final 2015. It was a good close fight then. Not really entertaining for watch, I think, if he'd have been there. And but that's what I mean. This is my chance now. I've got to overturn that loss. And well, when you fought him last time as an amateur, you just moved up to the 75. You jumped up from 69 kilos, where the year before you'd won the Northwest region, and you beating Scott Fitzgerald.
Yeah, that was the year before that, but obviously I moved up to 75.
Well, I don't think people realise how big a jump that is. You know, you're talking nearly a stone in weight. You're moving up, aren't you, in 1 year, which is really hard for you to do, and to get to the ABA finals in your first year as a 75 kilo, and you were still what? Were you 19 years old then?
I think 20, something like that. Yeah. But, that's it is what it is, isn't it? It's amateurs have gone now, and that's.
Well, maybe so, but he was a very experienced amateur when you fought him. Then he was already on the GB squad, wasn't he? I think.
Yeah, he's on GB.
Because he's a little bit older than you. I think he's what, 26, is he?
Yeah, something like that. Yeah, he's GB #1 seed, but end of the day, none of that mattered then. And I went on to that fight, full of confidence, and I didn't get it then in a close fight, but I now go into this fight full of confidence again.
And this is going to be an 8-rounder.
8 rounds, yeah.
We're not sure if there's anything on the line for it, but
no.
It's obviously revenge for you. Repeat or revenge. That's how they're selling it. But I think this is a fight that a lot of the people who know about boxing are very interested in, because even though you're the most experienced, you're more experienced professional, he's only had 6 fights, but tipped by a lot of people to go a long way. So if you can get his scalp, suddenly that'll elevate you and make your career fly, hopefully.
That's what I mean. A win here. With it being on, like I say, there's nothing on the line, so it probably won't happen on like a small show or something like that. But you can't turn down an opportunity to fight on this show with Tyson Fury topping it.
Well, yeah. That aside, that's another fantastic night to get out, isn't it?
When I come through this is my opportunity. This is my biggest fight so far in boxing.
Well, this is what you've been screaming for, isn't it?
As a pro and an amateur, this is my chance now, and if I let it slip, and then I'll kick myself, so I won't. Everything I'm doing now is 100%.
Well, there was talk about 2 other fights. The Alex Hughes one didn't happen for some reason, then there was a Joe Mullender. But arguably, even though his ranking probably isn't quite as high as them, this probably is a harder fight, isn't it? Because this kid is the one who's tipped to be maybe possibly the next superstar of British boxing.
Yeah, but you might have tipped for me that, but I'm going to be waving. And at the end of the day, like, they're all hard fights in middleweight, and I don't know, you can tip for the way you want. But
no, that's what I'm saying. So this is a fantastic opportunity for you. You take him, you take all his glory.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I mean. So, like I say, it's a massive springboard. It's the winner of this fight is going on to titles.
And what did Alex think? Because obviously Alex was with you as your amateur coach when he got you to the final. Was it him who told you about the fight, or was it?
At first I spoke to Steve, but then obviously Alex sees it as the same opportunity as me. He's like, if you're ready all the time, what's the point in turning down chances and stuff like that?
Well, that's the good thing about this. This has been thrown at you at short notice.
Yeah.
But as you were saying, you've been in the gym since Christmas now, preparing for a big fight like this.
I'd have been back in gym anyway after 3 days after. That's all I was planning to do. Straight back in gym, so the time felt well of it, and I'll be 100% prepared.
This is one that we don't really need to do this video, because the videos are to try and help you sell tickets, but I presume your phone's not stopped ringing.
Yeah. That's what I mean. I've got probably 150 tickets, but I don't think I'm gonna have enough. But it's obviously you see like a 50-50 fight, as well as it being on the bill that it's on. People are going to come and see. So. Well,
you think it's a 50-50 fight, but probably you're going into there as a slight underdog, even though you're a more experienced professional.
Fight in my mind, I'm winning it, but in everyone else's mind, they might write me off, but they'll see in a couple of weeks. Right,
well, I'll have a word with Alex. Is here.
Just before we have a word, we can't do Jack's career without people like Gaz. So if Gaz Beanland, aka the Beanie Man, has got some good news for Jack. Jack, come here, mate. Gaz has got some good news for
sponsorship, mate. From a company called Creative Consulting, based down in London. A good friend of mine. I've worked with a chap there called Eamon Mershon, a big follower of boxing down in the south. Told him about you a few months ago, and he's now put some sponsorship money up for you, so we'll be transferring that later on today for you, mate. Okay, congratulations, and we're all behind you on the night. So.
Yeah, it's just that, like I said, with people like Gaz and all my other sponsors, you know, they'll see on my shorts on the night, and Gaz's sponsor. Like, I've been in this game now for a year as a pro, and you can't do nothing without sponsors. You don't just get by on fighting on your
wages.
Like you fight money, you don't get by.
You'd starve to death, wouldn't you?
Simple as, and without sponsors.
Well, Alex.
Yeah.
We were just talking. Obviously, you know his opponent in Troy Williamson really well.
Yeah, we know Troy pretty well because we knew he was #1 seed when Jack got to the ABA quarterfinals, which most people probably didn't think he could. Even though the year before, at 69, he beat some top kids. Jack awesome fighter, unbeaten pro now at Ben's gym. You know, brilliant fighter. All the family are nice guys. Dave as well as Dad, top guys. They come down here, but he beat Jack that year. He beat
Scott Fitzgerald,
you know.
Who that year went on to win the Commonwealth Games?
Got to Conor Loftus, fight after Scott went on to win the Commonwealth, top fighter himself, top undefeated bro. We lost to Conor Loftus, decided to move up in weight. Not a lot of people give us a chance at 75 kilo. He was beating top guys again at 75 kg. And you know, he got to the quarters, so we knew a lot about Troy. I've watched it, I studied every seed. So we beat Jordan Reynolds, #1 England captain now, top fighter, always on Box Nation. Jack beat him. Daniel Woolledge boxed out of his skin, probably the best performance he's ever done. Got to the final with Troy, won the first round. Second round, as soon as he got hit with one good shot, the referee gave him a count. Jack went a little bit into fight mode, but we still thought he did enough. A lot of the England coaches did, a lot of the guys in the arena thought he won. If you look at the video,
ladies and gentlemen, the winner and national senior or recent champion for 2015 by a unanimous decision. In a red corner,
at the end of it, you see Troy, he looks slightly disappointed, where Jack looks like a winner. Troy looked like the loser.
So you've no fear at all about this fight?
Obviously we've got fear. Obviously every fight's an hard fight. But the good thing about fear is it raises Jack's game. Every time he steps up, he does step up. A lot of people talk, but talk's cheap. You know, Jack does step up and Jack does raise his game.
And this is what he's been screaming for, hasn't he? I mean,
he's had loads of fights fall through. It's a shame, really. You know, and he doesn't call anyone out. These guys are coming to him. He looks at the options. I decide. I always decide who he's fighting. People might say, why is Jack not fighting him? Why is Jack not doing that? I pick and choose the fights, no one else. Steve comes to me with fights and I'll decide whether we fight or not.
And you feel he's ready for these now?
Yeah, I know Jack's ready. I've been sparring Liam Smith. Liam Smith spoke highly of him. Joe Gallagher spoke highly of him. Spars Martin Murray. Martin Murray's a big fan of his. A lot of Jamie's lads and Jamie himself know Jack. They're all fans of his. He's pretty well known on the scene. Up and down the country, people know who Jack Flatley is.
He's a bit of a quiet storm.
He is a quiet storm. He is. But when that bell rings and he's got someone in front of him who gives him a little bit of an incentive to step it up a gear, you do see Jack go up the gears. I think when he's fighting, he tends to stay in third gear a bit, switched off. But when he gets these good oppositions.
Well, at the weekend, it was nice to see because he only had 4 rounds to do something that doesn't happen too often. He stopped that Casey Blair, didn't he?
Yeah, I mean,
who's an opponent in common. Definitely. They both stopped him, haven't they?
Definitely. You know, Casey Blair's a good kid. He said afterwards, he said Jack's a good kid. That's the first thing he said to me after. But like in all these fights have been learning fights for Jack. Even though Jack said to me, I need bigger fights, I need better fights, and I'm like, Jack, slow down, these are learning fights. So now Jack's had all these learning fights. We've practiced everything in them fights. Every fight you've seen, you've probably seen a different style. Yeah. Jack can fight going forwards, Jack can fight going backwards, Jack can fight going sideways, Jack can fight in the pocket, Jack can fight at long range, Jack can cut the range down, Jack can slip and slide. You know, Jack can do everything. He's a box of tricks. So which Jack will turn up, I don't know. I don't know which Jack is going to turn up.
But that's 3 weeks on Saturday.
Yeah, 3 weeks on Saturday. It's going to be a cracking fight. I mean, the Bill's got some good fights on. Jack Massey's fighting as well. He's been coming down sparring with Stevie Taylor. Jack looks good. There's loads of other top fighters on the bill.
Oh, Lyndon and Zelfa Barrett.
Lyndon, Zelfa, top fighters from top gyms. You've got Jimmy Neary, another good fighter who's sparred Jack, knows Jack well. So the bill's going to be cracking.
And you've got your own Jack McCann on there.
Yeah, we've got Jack McCann as well, another sparring partner of Jack's. We've been lucky enough to have a few guys at similar weights, and they've brought each other on loads over the years. People have got to remember Luke Blackledge come on a lot. He was Commonwealth champion. Jack's been coming up through the rankings with him. When Luke was Commonwealth champion, Jack was still amateur. Yeah. So what's more inspiring than that?
Yeah, definitely, mate.
You know, so you know the last part of Jack's amateur career, had a really good amateur career. You know, he had a couple of blemishes and a lot of them are controversial. I think he lost 2 or 3 out of 40.
Yeah, I think his last 33 fights, he lost 2 fights.
2 bouts, and they weren't bad losses at all. If anything, they were pretty controversial. One were reversed straight away and one were obviously Troy. So, you know, we're definitely up for it, we're definitely ready. It's a good opportunity. We'd like to thank everyone and Steve Wood, you know, getting us the opportunity. But Jack's going to take it with both hands. Hopefully, first come, first serve with tickets. Hopefully we'll get everyone down there supporting him. He needs as much support as possible from Bolton, from Manchester. All you boxing fans who talk boxing, who shadow box when you're walking around Asda, if you're out on a night out, let's see you down at the venue shadow boxing behind Jack.
It's a special night though, I think, for Manchester boxing, full stop.
Special night for Manchester.
The fact that
Tyson,
the big guy's back.
Yeah, one of the best heavyweights in the world. Come and watch him.
Right, we'll have a final word. Jack, any final words, mate?
Nah, I'm just going to be ready. 3 weeks.
That's it.
That's what it is. Yeah, I'm always ready. I'll be ready even more 9th of June now.
Alright then.
Also, Lee, 1 second. We've got part of Team Aubergine, Tom. He is Team Aubergine. As Jack said before, there's no I in Aubergine. And this is our aubergine. And on the night he's going to dress up in a big aubergine. He's going to get dressed in a big aubergine costume.
I would just show them the real thing, but they might be a bit scared. I won't scare anyone watching.
Right, lads. So listen, June the 9th. All the best for all 3 of you.
Cheers.
And yeah, good luck, mate.
Nice one, mate.
Bye.